Hey guys, Stitch and Jules here, bringing you another video on my cross-stitching projects, and it's time for the big reveal for the gigantic, what I also call my lifetime cross-stitch project, something that I hope I finish before I die, and if not, then my husband has promised to bury this with me so that I can continue it in the afterlife, but it is by far the most beautiful thing I think I've ever worked on, and I'm happy to be able to show it to you today. So it's called Old World Map, and it is from Golden Kite. If you have not checked out the Golden Kite website, I would highly suggest that you do so. They have a lot of unique, beautiful projects on there. I looked at that site for years before I finally had the guts, I suppose, to say, okay, let me try one of these gigantic projects. You don't have to, they're not all gigantic projects. You can buy them in miniaturized form. There's a lot of smaller projects that are on there, and there's a lot of variety, and it's not just for crazy people like me who like to do gigantic projects. So, but I wanted to show you, I'm just going to show you how far I have done first, just so you can kind of see what we're talking about to start. And this is 6 pages in, and it's called Old World Map, if I haven't said it before. But this is the upper corner, obviously, and this is where I started. I got, you know, sufficient border, in my opinion, for it at this point, and I feel pretty confident in it. But you can see it's quite colorful, which was a big draw for me. It has over 200 colors, and color, you know, I talked about in my video on how to organize a large cross-stitching project, and so this is where organization is key. And I actually have 3 separate boxes of colors that I use for this particular project, and I also have them marked. I have them marked, you know, box 1, box 2, box 3, so that I can keep them organized, and I organize them by number, lowest to the highest, so that everything stays organized. That way I'm not looking for colors too long. It's something that in the first page or 2 of doing this project, until I came upon the system, everything was just taking too long, and so it was until I came upon, you know, this method as far as organizing everything. Once I finally did that, everything kind of started going a lot smoother. I also took my page of my thread colors, and I'm going to show you another page. You know, we all have these. In the larger projects, there's obviously with 200 colors, there were multiple pages. There were roughly 4 pages of colors. I cut them out and taped them into 1 page, and as you can see, these are all my colors. And if you see marks in different spots along there, that's when I was first putting everything together, and I organize it about 4 to 5 colors per little slot in the box, and that's how I kind of went through originally to organize this. So, but doing this was a great idea. Honestly, I just recently did it, and it was very cumbersome before to have 4 pages of colors and have to flip through them. So I highly encourage you, if you've got more than 1 page of colors and thread, to identify that you just go ahead and make it into 1 page. And again, a laminated sheet so that I keep it protected and with me at all times. I actually also do this project in a fairly small frame. Again, more like about a 6-inch frame, which seems kind of ridiculous because it is so large, but you know, this is roughly about a page worth, and it helps me again to stay focused, and it helps me to it helps my hands a lot better. I don't have the biggest hands, and so it enables me to be able to just do this as easy without hurting myself, as you know, or you know, repetitive stress, that kind of thing prevents that. I have the bag. In this case, putting this in a protective bag is crucial. I looked at a lot of different things when I first started doing this project, because when I show you the size of it, it's mind-boggling and daunting in a lot of ways. It's going to be very easy for this 18 count fabric, 18 count white Aida fabric, to get dirty, especially with as long as it's going to take me to do this. So I literally put most of it in the bag as I'm stitching. I have a system, and at some point I'll show you how I stitch it. Like, we'll do a stitch along kind of thing, and I'll show you how I stitch with it. But I'll have the part that I'm doing out, and I fold, right now it's not folded, it's just jumbled. I fold the rest of the fabric and I stick it inside of the bag so that I keep it protected. I sit the bag in my lap, I put the part that I need in the frame, and then I just work on that. And then I always put it back up at night just because don't want dog hair and dirt, particulate matter, and all that stuff in there. So, how big is the project? Well, it is roughly on 18 count 8 of fabric. It measures 55 inches by 39 inches. And that's a stitch count of 990 by 704. I've told you before that the page count for the pattern is 230 pages, but let me show you what it actually looks like right now. I'm gonna have to back up a little bit for you to see it, and I hope I don't really get this dirty while I'm doing it, but you can see just how big, pretty much, this pattern is. So it's kind of ridiculous. And that's why I call it my lifetime project. And that's why it's going to take me 15 to 20 years. But I am, I'm very eager to keep working on it. And it's something that I'm not going to let it stop me from doing other projects. I'm not going to feel like I've got to work on this all the time. But it is something that I will focus, and I'll do a page, and then I move on to some other things for a while. And then I come back when I feel like it. So that's part of the reason why it's going to take me so long. And, maybe when I retire one day, I'll have a lot more time and it'll go faster at that point. But for right now, that's it. So I just wanted to show you that project. That is the big one, and it is something that I'll continue to work on. But if you have any questions about it, feel free to ask me down below. And like I said, you don't have to do something this large. They've got projects that are a lot, they're definitely a lot smaller, but still in exquisite detail with lots of color changes. So, you can get that real great pop to your patterns, so that when you're looking at them, they are, they just, wow, because like I said, the number one rule with cross stitching is the reason why people don't finish projects is because they lose interest in what they're doing. And if you find something that you really love to do, and it doesn't matter if it's, if it's this big or if it's this big, is if you really like what you're looking at and you enjoy it, then you're going to finish it. So make sure that you do that. That's, have fun with cross stitching. That's the most important thing. So anyway, have fun stitching. And I will see you again soon, and we'll start to do some stitch-alongs or some progress updates and things like that. But I think I've pretty much showed you everything that I have in my selection here. So, like I said, feel free to ask questions. Otherwise, have a great day stitching, and I will see you later. Take care.